It's time! Yeah, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of the Shots Fired podcast. As usual, you got your boy Big Joe.
You got your boy Tutrill.
Got your boy J-Had.
And your boy Julio the Don.
So we've been gone for a minute, but we're back better than ever. We got two new homies with us. You know, we're trying some things out, you know, in the year of 2020 and this, you know, Rona, things change, man. Things happen. And you know, we're trying to take advantage the best we can of the circumstances. So we're excited to be back. We're excited to, you know, just get back into it. But what we're not excited about is the state of the Cowboys. So we got a fun little show for you. Like we do every week though. We're gonna start out with our WTF Moment of the week. And this week, because we had to do it right, we got us a gem. We got us a gem of a WTF moment, and that was
Probably need to go back in the gym.
that was Annie effing Dimes falling down on a breakaway.
Turf Monster got him.
My dude was 80 yards in the cloud of dust. There was nothing in front of him but green. Pure greenery, bro.
Bro,
And
that was like my track story. He just them legs just
for real, bro. For real. He busted that play action boot. He hit that bootleg. Everybody bid on the run fake. He ran out to the right. Everything opened up. And he's just booking it. And I don't know what happened because his feet got, I guess, too far out in front of him.
No, we know what happened.
He starts doing this windmill type, whatever that was.
it was like all of a sudden he got top heavy. It was just like that lean forward. It was over, bro.
Bro, don't lie. I have flashbacks to Boys in the Hood when Ricky got shot. We just dropped him, bro. Like, oh no. And then didn't even have enough athleticism in his body to, you know, fall down, roll, get back up. And I think he ended up like less than 10 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah.
They ate him up, bro. They ate him up, and he had nowhere to go, man. What do y'all think about that?
We know what happened, man. Y'all know what happened, man. The Turf Monster got him. Turf Monster reached up, grabbed him by his leg. That was it.
Yep.
Straight up belly flop. Yep.
Snatched him. I was like, bro, you really just can't open field run like that? You just
Maybe he just got too excited. Like that little kid in Little Giants, you know, he was like, I got the ball,
bro. He had no one in front of him. Like, why did you panic?
I don't think it was more panic. I think it was more of him trying to run as hard as he could. Yeah. And he just fell forward. That was it.
Yep. He was tired, boss. He was tired.
Yeah.
I think he just felt like, I think he really was like, damn, I can't believe like I broke away this far and nobody has caught me yet. So he started looking around like, oh my God.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think the commentators had said that that's the longest Giants run. Saquon Barkley had, I think, a 75 or 78 yard run and he beat him out. So
bro, you out
broke the record
and didn't score. With nobody.
Had it too. But I ain't gonna lie. I was looking forward to the Giants beating the Eagles. I just was like, man, beat these Eagles, please.
I couldn't, bro. Like I couldn't cheer for him just because like and I hate to say it, but I really do not want to win this division and make it into the playoffs and mess up our draft pick. Like, I don't want to be in the upper half of the draft. I'd rather be top 8 to 10 than be 15, 16, 17, 18, knowing we ain't going to beat nobody in the playoffs. So I don't want that. I really wanted Philly to win. And fortunately for us, they pulled it off because the Giants are the Giants.
Fortunate for you, man. As a Cowboy fan, I hate the Eagles more than I hate the Giants.
Yes.
Bro,
yes.
I hate the Eagles.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Yeah.
I just hate the Eagles, bro. Like,
you notice how Joe says that with a smile on his face because his brother-in-law is an Eagles fan. So he got to side with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a little bit.
I love the fact that they won just because, like I said, I don't want to win this division with 7 wins and go into the first round and really be embarrassed. Like,
I mean, the reality is we'll probably win the division with 7 wins. We'll have a losing record and skip into the playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
The way 2020 is going, y'all probably right. I mean, that's gonna happen. Unfortunately,
I don't want to see, dog. Like, I don't want to see us struggle and for whatever reason get into the playoffs, get embarrassed, have a bad draft pick, and continue on from there. Like, be the laughing stock even further. Like, y'all won the East and got embarrassed. Like,
but I mean, that that's where we're headed right now. The way we're playing, we keep playing like this, bro.
And through the schedule, me and Julio, this was like a week ago, and I was way more confident than I am today about like how many wins. I was like, bro, we're about to reel off some wins.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw the Arizona game. I was like, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. And if you look at it, Pittsburgh played. They almost beat Baltimore. They almost not Pittsburgh, Philly. Almost beat Baltimore. Almost beat Pittsburgh. I have no faith that we're going to do anything against those teams. None.
I have no faith in this division at all.
Now we're about to go play the football team this week.
The football team.
Hopefully we can pull that off. If we don't, then I don't know what to. I don't even know what to say, bro.
They have no game. They have no quarterback, and we'll still find a way to mess it up.
Yeah, because if you remember correctly, I think that we're the leading team in the NFL with the most takeaways and points scored off of takeaways or turnovers. So with that defensive line, now their defensive line looks good. Washington does.
Yeah, and, because they sucked. They've been and they use draft picks on defense.
But you got Zeke that's fumbling the ball constantly. I mean, you got Andy Dalton that's throwing picks because he's not synced up with his wide receivers. And, of course, it don't help that our offensive line is not there. We have all backups. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time before it just blows up in their face. Simple as that.
Yeah, man. So what we'll do is, now that we're talking about it, we'll transition out of that WTF moment of the week, courtesy of Danny Dimes, and we'll move into our problems, the Cowboys.
Where do we start?
And everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Everything that we thought was going to be our strength looks like crap. Everything that we thought was going to be a strength has not been, just because of injuries and players say the coaching. So we got a lot of things going on, man. T, where do you want to start, bro? Like, what do you think? Like, what's
I mean,
on your mind?
let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the defense. Where else should we start? That's the biggest problem that we have.
Right.
Yes, sir.
This defense is. Do we have words to really describe it?
No.
No.
Right.
Horrendous,
Garbage.
terrible.
Hot basura.
Basura, you took the words right out of my head. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if we can blame it on the players. I don't know if we can blame it on the. I'm gonna blame it on the players. I don't necessarily think it's the coaches, but I will say this: we went and got Mike Nolan for our DC, and when you look at Mike Nolan, what was he as a head coach? What was he the last time he was a defensive coach in I believe it was Atlanta. That's what we brought here.
Yeah.
Was Rod Marinelli really that bad? Was Chris Richard that bad?
I mean,
I think
you got homeboys trying to help homeboys, dog. That's what that is. You got homies picking up homies with jobs, not because he's qualified, but because hey, you scratch my back, so I'm gonna scratch yours.
And I think
that's a reflection of you now. Now you're on the hot seat because the staff you're bringing in ain't doing their jobs.
So I think that we, man, honestly, I really believe that us not going out to go get any good players, no top tier players that we tried to. Don't get me wrong, I love CD Lamb, but we strengthened the strength, and I don't think that there was a need for us to go do that. We didn't draft like we normally draft. We normally draft for need at a position. We needed defense, and we didn't go after that. Like we were talking off air, me and Julio. The defensive line, we can go back and forth with the defensive line. I like the players that we have on the defensive line. They're just not performing. I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know if it's the players, but I'm going to blame it on scheme because I think these players are actually decent. They're at least B-list players. Right. Linebackers, we can go back and forth with that. Do we think Leighton and Jalen are top-tier linebackers, or are they serviceable? But our secondary, I don't understand why we won't go out and get a top-tier player on defense. We got top-tier on offense. Earl Thomas, exactly.
Bro, you need. I'm sorry, T. You need at least one top-tier secondary player on your team at all times, and we don't have one. We don't have one. We haven't had one since Woody, like I said.
For leadership, and for no other reason, to be a leader in the locker room, to be a leader on the field, to be the general, like Sean Lee is normally considered. Like Sean Lee's out. Who's telling these players their assignments? Because that's what this defense looks like now. Remember when we would say, oh man, the defense is playing all right when Sean Lee's in there, but as soon as Sean Lee gets hurt, the defense looks totally different. And that's what this defense looks like now. And to me, we blame the coaches, and that's why the coaches are gone. Because it was these same players that were playing, and they were like, man, this defense is trash. I blame Garrett. I blame Richard. I blame Marinelli. Now you got new coaches in. I blame Nolan. I blame Mike McCarthy. Like y'all are playing the same way y'all were playing every time Sean Lee was not on the field. Y'all doing that again. So is it really the coaching, or do we got to look in the mirror like Zeke said?
It's not. You have to look at yourself are you a professional football player or not?
Exactly. But think about it this way, man. We had the opportunity to go get what's the kid that left Miami that went to Pittsburgh?
Minka
Fitzpatrick.
Minka.
We could have got him. We could have had Derwin James. I rallied for Derwin James. Who did we draft? Leighton Vander Esch. Last year in the second round, who did we take? Tristan Hill. And what has he done? Nothing. Like I feel like the last 3 years, as far as us drafting, we drafted Taco. He's not here anymore. He look like he balling now.
For TJ Watt. TJ Watt's killing it in Pittsburgh.
Bro.
Taco, dog.
Yeah,
man.
He ain't even here.
I'm not understanding the philosophy on defense, man. Like it's really we putting all the stock into the offense, and the offense scores points, but defense wins championships, man. And I'm a strong believer in that.
yes, sir.
And we just have not put any stock. Like I like Leighton Vander Esch, but he's not an A-list player to me. He's not a Earl or a Bobby Wagner. He's not a Bobby Wagner. He ain't a Luke Kuechly. He's really a Sean Lee. Sean Lee was the best of the B-list players.
We could
if we're being honest about it.
Yeah, bro. We could have had Miles Jack. We ended up with Jalen.
Yep.
Bro, we could have had what year did Myles Garrett come out?
I know he was the number 1 pick though.
He came out the year after Dak and Zeke. And who do we draft? I think we drafted Taco that year, right?
I think so, yeah.
So I don't understand the philosophy on defense at all.
The Browns had a good pick, bro. They picked like 1 and 4, I think, or 1 and 3 that year. That's when
I think
they got Baker and then they got Garrett or something like that.
Yeah, because Myles Garrett looks like 2017 is when he was in the draft. So, that was a while back. But I agree with T. I mean, as far as the defense goes, we haven't made any key pickups in the draft for the defense at all.
Mm-hmm.
We keep beefing up that offense, and we have plenty of offensive power. And if you ask anybody, everybody's like, well, you got to outscore the other team. But I'm a firm believer as well, because I'm a defensive guy. I've always been a defensive guy, and I love defenses, and I believe defenses win championships. I'm that guy. I don't want to see, I'm not interested in your 40 to 50 games. I want to see,
there's no defense.
6-3. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this.
40 to 50 games.
Let me ask y'all this. So, with the offense, man, without Dak, how do y'all think that we'll perform? Do y'all think Andy Dalton can carry us? Like we know what he did in Cincinnati. I don't know about the last year. Wasn't he 2-14 or 2-13?
Yeah.
Because he got benched last year, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do y'all really think that Andy Dalton can carry us? Because if we're being honest, there's some people that says Andy Dalton's arm is better than Dak's.
Here's how this is what I was thinking. If we take Zeke out and put Pollard back there with Dalton, then it can work. But they won't take Zeke out.
What? That's interesting. Why do you say that?
I think the dynamic between Dalton, just from what I saw last week, Arizona, the dynamic between him and Pollard is better than him and Zeke. Now, I don't know what Zeke has going on with the fumbles and everything, but this is, what are we on? We're coming up on game 6?
7.
7. So game 7, and he's still fumbling the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's going on? What more does he have to do? And Pollard runs the ball well. I don't think he's fumbled.
Right. Behind that same offensive line, he's hitting off 8 or 9 a clip. And he's behind that same offensive line. He's averaging about 4 yards a carry, which isn't bad, but he's also got hella turnovers. That's bad.
So is it when Pollard's in the game, do the defense not think that we're going to run the ball, or when Zeke is in the game, they know we're about to run the ball? Because it's like, like they say, we want to make Dak beat us, so we're going to load the box. If you put Tony Pollard back there, do you really think that we're going to run the ball with Pollard until he runs the ball? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get that. Like, he's more of a change of pace, basically.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying is Pollard needs to be more involved. Do I think Andy can carry this team? I believe he's got a pretty good arm. I think it's better than Dak's, but He's not as mobile, which gets him in trouble. Our
Yeah.
offensive line is in shambles. That's that elusivity that Dak had is what makes him more valuable to this team than Andy. Because it don't matter what kind of arm you got if you can't throw the ball.
Mm.
So do I think Andy can lead this team? Maybe if everybody's healthy, but at this current state, no. What good is a rifle when you ain't got no bullets?
Mm.
Mm.
You make a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just don't believe in him. Like, I was never a fan. He reminds me of Garrett. And I'm out.
I was like, why
I'm out.
Canelo playing quarterback?
I mean, I'm be honest with you, man. I thought, we got a starter for the backup quarterback, but every starter ain't really a starter. That's my belief. I think I would much rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick than Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with that.
The only reason why I would not agree with that is because we already got enough turnovers.
Let's not speak on it.
Fitz is going to give you at least one a game.
Man, hey, he ain't Jameis. I'll take anything other than Jameis.
For real. But
That's true.
I'm saying, like, I was excited when Andy Dalton got picked up because I was like, bro, that's a surefire backup quarterback. Like, if Dak goes down, he will keep us afloat. I didn't know Dak going down meant everybody else was going to go down too, but
bro,
man, don't y'all think it's kind of fishy that we went and got a starter for the backup quarterback, and all of a sudden the starter gets hurt? Like, did y'all ever think about, like, I don't know if that sounds weird, man, but I'm like, Dak in a contract year, he ain't never been hurt before, and all of a sudden we went out and got somebody that's, quote, a starter, as the backup. Like, something's going on here, man.
Floating conspiracies now.
Oh yeah.
Oh
you've been paranoid.
Man, hey, I'm a Dak supporter, man. I love Dak, but I can't explain what's been happening this year, man. Like, he done threw some passes where I done been like, what the hell, you, like, damn, Dak.
Bro, I swear to you, when I saw Dak go down and get hurt, and then he was like crying, like, that ruined my whole day.
Oh yeah,
it did, man.
Like, when I saw that, I was like, I don't want to watch no more football today.
Oh yeah, man.
The rest of the day was off,
bro.
It was off, bro.
It was like,
I mean, hell, you could tell the fans were devastated in the stands when he went down. I mean, they panned over to one guy, his woman's coddling him because he's like, his head's all down. Yeah. And he's looks like he was crying himself. I was like, man, it sucks.
Man, it's crazy. I told my girlfriend was cracking jokes. She wasn't making fun of Dak, but she was like, damn, y'all season really over. Now, like, she's not a Cowboy fan. Man, I was like, you will get broken up with over football, right? Like, people lose relationships over football.
Especially in Texas. Especially in Texas.
Don't play with me right now.
Hey, real quick. Oh, bro, that was bad, bro. Like, it's just been one thing after another. Like, we're just snake bit. Everything we do is just wrong. It's off. And I think some of that does have to do with no off season, really, no preseason, not being able to get in front of everybody and just implement your playbook. You're learning on the fly. And I think, that's something that me and Jay had been talking about on our other podcast is these players learning on the fly because they didn't get to sit in the meeting rooms and really get to go at it. The other thing is why are you changing up the scheme so much? Like, we're playing a hybrid defense, but we don't have hybrid players. Like, we want to transition to a 3-4. Ultimately, that's what we're looking at. But we don't have 3-4 players.
No.
So this is a thing I don't understand. If y'all really notice, we rotate the defensive line. I don't know if anybody ever paid attention to, like, Philly's defense, when we play them, but they rotate their defensive line like every other series. Probably every 2 plays they rotate in and out. Man, I've been noticing so much shuffling on this D line, and I'm just like, I don't understand it. Like, put your best players out there, and then the backups come in when they need to come in. Like, I don't want to see Tristan Hill because I know he shouldn't be a starter. He hasn't done anything
He's
like
hurt
to
now.
warrant.
You ain't got to worry about seeing Tristan Hill for the rest of the year because he's out with an ACL, I think.
Yep.
I'm kind of excited about Randy coming back, though.
Yeah. I agree with
think
that.
we all are on especially for the defensive side. I'm hell of excited to hear him coming back. I'm ready for him to make his presence known on that defensive line. And I agree with you. I think that the defensive line, you start your starters, they should play for as long as they can possibly play. And then once you get gassed, then pull me out a couple of plays, let me catch my breath, let me get back out there. But in the NFL that we're in today, they want to continue to have that rotation so that way, in their mind, I'm keeping my players fresh every single time that they go out there. They're going to give me 100%, even though we have players saying, we don't always give 100% on every play. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. We're rotating those guys in and out. But have you found a solid combination of guys that you're going to leave out there for an extended period of time any damn way?
Nope. You leave Alden Smith on the field because he's been our best player on the D line.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
You put Alden Smith out there. Dontari Poe is a waste of money. What other fat guys do we have?
But you want the big trash can, like trash bag full of dirt guys, bro. Like you want Snacks Harrison.
Yes.
I mean, he cool, but he not. I'm not about to pay him a lot of money. Like, come get this 800,000 and
we're
gonna go out there and get a.
Bro, Seattle signed him to the practice squad.
Everybody go to the practice squad now with the COVID protocol, bro.
No, but what I'm saying,
Darren's going to the practice squad.
But he went to the practice squad. That means they didn't have to pay him hardly no money. That's what I'm saying. Why are we not out there? Jerry Jones today was like, "Oh, I see us adding more pieces instead of selling before the trade deadline." I seen the pieces you add. It's spares off our practice squad and people I never heard of. I'm out there like, who is Thompson? Who is Worley? Like, who are those people?
Can we add Earl Thomas?
Please. Please, Jerry. Please.
I don't care what problems he got. His problems ain't no worse than the problems we got.
Hell no.
Amen. Amen to that.
I don't care if you caught him in a hotel room in bed with his brother and some hoes full. I don't care. Like,
oh my God.
We had the White House in Dallas, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, bro, we won Super Bowls with that. That's
sure did.
I just want some players, man. Like, I'm not. Dak went down, and after what I saw on Monday night, I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, but I don't know how much more I can take of this, man. This is, what did I call this on Monday night, Joe?
What'd you say?
I can't say it on air. Never mind.
So, what do you think we need to do? Like, if you were Jerry, what are 2 or 3 moves you would make to kind of secure this team? Because I don't think we're going to do anything this year. What are some moves you would make moving forward, let's say in the offseason or at the trade deadline, to kind of put yourself in a position to succeed next year?
Who want to go first?
Go ahead, T. You got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I add the best available free safety that's on the market. I get rid of Mike Nolan. I don't believe in Mike Nolan. I don't care who you go get. Just get rid of him. I'd rather have Rob Ryan.
Bro, go get Wade Phillips.
For real.
Wade doesn't have to be a head coach. He was not a good head coach, but he could coach his behind off on some defense.
Right.
Hell yeah.
And he likes 3-4. That's what you want. You want a 3-4. He'll coach a 3-4.
Hey, he may not have been a good head coach, but while he was here, we had a defense.
Right. And the last thing I'm gonna do is pay Dak. That's the last thing I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Those are the three things that I would do. If we don't do that during the season, you got to do it next year. Add the best safety or defensive back that you can find that's available. Get rid of Mike Nolan because we've seen what this defense is. We don't need to see it again. And you got to pay your quarterback because if Andy Dalton plays if he plays like he played Monday night, we don't need him. We don't need him.
Hey,
he's only on the hook for $3 million, so I don't mind having him, but he'll be gone after this year.
Oh yeah,
that's
what
$2.5 million too much.
What about you, Julio? What do you think? What would you? What moves you would make?
I mean, I would have to agree with T. Sign the best secondary player you can find, the best defensive back you can find. Mike Nolan definitely got to go. Definitely has to go. I would love to see, like you said, you mentioned Wade Phillips. If we could get our hands on him and bring him here to Dallas as a defensive coordinator, man.
Or Chris Richard.
I'll even take him back. I don't even know why we got rid of him, to be honest with you, because if you
remember, at least he was yelling at people on the sideline.
Not only that, but Rob had even mentioned that he was calling the plays towards, the end of the season that year.
Yeah.
So why would you get rid of him when we had such good chemistry on defense at the time?
Did we though? Our defense was trash. Did we have chemistry?
No, he had one. Last year was a bad year, and it was still a top 15 defense.
Exactly.
Like this defense now is like 32.
Yeah.
We're
so chance we might be ranked 33.
Yep. He might not be lying on that one. I think we've given up the most points than any other defense in the league right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think. But then for the last thing,
we're hot garbage.
Oh yeah. But for the last thing, I mean, the only thing I didn't agree on was paying Dak. Now, don't take this the wrong way, T. I love Dak to death. I love Dak. And I would want to pay him, but at the same time, but at the same time, we don't know how fast he's going to recover, how well he's going to play after he recovers. That's still left up in the air. I commend the guy for doing everything that he's done so far as, betting on himself, rolling the dice, saying, you know what, I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show the organization that I earned this money. This money, you got to pay me because I'm worth it. It's as simple as that. And he is. But I don't want to pay him for that without him proving it to me first. Because I would rather go out and get, the next Tom Brady if I can in the draft. I'd rather roll my dice that way and save some money on our salary cap as opposed to signing him for so much money.
So two things, maybe three. I agree. Like, I don't disagree with what he's saying, but the issue that I have with that is I think Dak will recover, and he might not recover as fast as they estimate it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the 4 to 6 month time frame, I think he'll recover within that time frame. I pay him because we already know what Dak is about. I think we can win with Dak. I think pretty much everybody on the panel believes we can win with Dak except Joe.
Yeah.
The only issue that I can see coming up would be the mobility aspect of it. He might not be as mobile as he once was before the injury. Now, the in between is if we really have been paying attention to the way he's been playing, they pretty much made him into a pocket passer because the problem that we've all had with him, or at least me and Joe, like, damn, get out of trouble. You see the sack about to happen. Get out the way.
Right.
You get me? So I'm cool with paying him because I know Dak can throw the ball. And if he can at least move left to right, I don't need you to run down the field. I don't need you to be Cam Newton. I don't need you to be Russell Wilson and scramble. I just need you to get out of harm's way when you see harm coming. So I think he would at least be able to do that if he recovers within 4 to 6 months. So I pay him because we already know we can win with him. He knows the offense. He knows the team. new quarterback. We got to start over. And honestly, I don't know what's coming out in the draft, but it ain't Tua and it ain't Joe Burrow. So
you pay him contingent on the fact that he's healthy.
He'll be healthy.
But that's what I'm saying. Contingent on the fact that he's healthy.
Yeah, pay. Okay. We already know what he's about.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely know what you got in him. I agree with that. Do you let me ask you this. Do you think his value maybe goes down as far as when we're negotiating? Do you think we throw that out there like, hey, I know you wanted 40, but we're trying to pay you on an injury that we don't know you'll be fully recovered from or won't ever let you be the same again?
No.
Look, bro, they paid Zeke. And that's all I'm going to say.
Bro, he had that Rona, fool.
No, bro. They paid Zeke. That's all I'm going to say.
And that's why we shouldn't have paid him.
Let me ask you, Jay, what would you do, man? What are some things you would do to save this team?
I agree with both Julio and T. You have to address the problem. And the problem is our secondary. Go after, get a good veteran, not veteran, maybe mid, like T said, Earl Thomas. Go get him. Go get that man. You need that man on this team. Screw all the problems, screw all the outside of football crap. Let this man come in and help your defense. Period. We need all the help we can get on defense. So get Earl Thomas in the draft. Get you a young, shutdown cornerback. And I think that would address the problems we have on defense because we're getting beat.
Oh, hold on. We all missed one major thing. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jay.
No. You good. You good, bro.
We have to figure out what we're going to do about this offensive line. We have to figure that out. If anything about offense should start with the offensive line because it has been terrible.
I'll be covering my three things.
But I mean, that's one and two. Like I think 1 and 2 would take care of everything. In my opinion. I mean,
I agree with you. I don't know that I'm sold on Mike Nolan though, man. Like just from what I've seen previously from him and what he's done with us this year, I just don't believe in him. Like I was not excited about having Mike Nolan as the defensive coordinator. Like I really was like, damn, our defense is about to go to shambles, and it really did.
And see, I wasn't either, but at the same time, the players have to step up and play. They got to do the fundamentals. You got to tackle. You got to attack the ball. You can't just you can't dance around.
Pussyfoot is what he meant.
Pussyfoot around.
Yeah. Yes. You can't do that. You can't do that and play professional football. Like, I mean, in middle school, they taught me on defense, attack the ball. Right. Go to the ball. Wherever the ball is, go to the ball. We don't do that at all. That's all.
With these same players, we did that with Marinelli, though. Like Marinelli got these guys. Every defensive player was around the ball every time. I'm really not understanding what has been the biggest difference.
Yeah,
that's other than Mike Nolan.
I feel like these players are resistant to the change. Like they're like, bro, we really just been on this defense like for some years, and this is how we do it. This is what we're used to doing. And I can hear a lot of Rod never made us do that.
Yeah.
Chris never made us do that. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Mean, we talked about what Everson Griffin said.
That's what I'm saying. Like my biggest things that I would do, and this is just me, is I would see if anybody's interested in Amari. Give me some picks. I'm stocking up on picks at this point. Give me a 1 and a 3 for Amari. I don't think that's a big ask for Amari. And if we have to, we'll eat some of the salary. We'll do something to make that trade happen. Give me a 1 and a 3. I would, because I think Michael Gallup's not a bad receiver. CD is fantastic. Even if you make CD your 1 and keep Gallup your 2, Gallup's not going to be as expensive as Amari. And you got CD on the cheap. You got CD on the cheap. The next thing I would do is I would start looking at getting rid of some of these players who we just can't use anymore. And the biggest one I'm looking at is Tyron. What are we going to do with Tyron? I mean, he's 10 years, 100 million, so about 10 a year, but even at 10 a year, what value are you getting? Yeah, he's a former Pro Bowler and he'll be a Hall of Famer, but he's not a player you can depend on. That's the ability he doesn't have, is dependability. You just don't have that with him anymore.
Let me stop you right there real quick. So I agree, Tyron, he's not dependable. But do you really have faith in the Cowboys to go find another good offensive lineman?
That's the only damn thing.
We can't even find a good offensive line backup.
That's the only thing they're good at doing is drafting linemen. And here's another one for you. I might say get rid of Will McClay.
No.
Yes.
The problem not Will McClay. The problem is Jerry. Anything in the front office is Jerry.
These are Will McClay's players, dog. This is the talent that he's saying, hey, these are the guys you can bring in. They're bringing in Jalen Smith instead of Miles Jack. He's signing off on that. They're bringing in Taco Charlton instead of TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? He's part of that. I hate to tell you.
He
saw Will McClay as, hey, this guy's a good general manager. This guy's, whatever. He's in there with Steven. So he's responsible for the talent that's on the field. He's responsible for the Cheetos and the Jordan Lewises. You know what I'm saying? Like Anthony Brown. You're responsible for that, Will McClay. And it ain't working. Do I think Jerry and Steven would do better? Hell no. But what are you doing with Will McClay? Let him go be a GM or something somewhere else. And if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong.
And then do what though? What do we do after that? We just let Jerry do Jerry things?
For real.
Jerry will go out there and just, I think part of that is he's been stifled by Steven and Will. Like,
oh my God,
it's 2-on-1. Jerry's like, bro, give me the splash player. I'll pay whatever it takes. Tell me I'm wrong.
Man, bro.
Tell me I'm wrong. Jerry's bringing in all kinds of shady Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He did bring Pac-Man.
Yeah, bro. Like, Jerry's like, bro, I'll sign the check.
Bro, no, I don't trust Jerry to make any good decisions at this point in his career because he wanted to bench Dak when Dak was 11-1 and put Romo back in the game. I'm out. Keep McClay.
Will McClay got to go. And I think we definitely need to use those Amari picks to get better on defense. And I think let's address what we can, in the free agency and trade market. But these free agents and people that are on the trade block aren't necessarily world beaters. That's why they are where they are. So, don't go to the scrap heap. You can't go to the junkyard and be like, man, I'm trying to give me this part for this Porsche.
Oh, man, say that again.
Yeah, bro, but that's what we're doing. We're shopping at Aldi's trying to find some Whole Food groceries, huh? You ain't gonna find it there. You finding generic knockoff, no name brand.
We're going to Aldi's for grass-fed beef. Is that what you're saying?
We're trying to buy Wagyu at Dollar Tree. Like, it don't work, man. And be realistic at this point. You have to evaluate, like, what pisses me off more than anything is hearing these fools on the radio and they're like, man, I think we can do it with this talent. We don't have talent. No, we need. I don't even know where the hell we're gonna start re-upping this line. Lyle Collins is gone. I don't know how he's gonna react. He had hip surgery, and for a big dude, that ain't no joke. Zach Martin's the only anchor we have. Tyler Biotish,
no more.
Tyler Biotish is out there, and you know, Travis Frederick retired. That killed us. Joe Looney's hurt. Connor Williams is the only healthy starter we have, and he was the worst out of all of them.
Hey, at least we don't have Chaz Green anymore.
Might as well. we got Steele out there, like, looking like a turnstile. Like,
hey, let me ask y'all: how long before y'all start questioning McCarthy?
I would say a year.
Do we give him another year?
You got to give him time to bring his guys in.
Yeah,
I want to.
I'm going to agree with that.
It starts with the draft. I want to see what he does in the draft.
I agree,
because that's reason what direction we're headed.
The reason I ask is because if you really think about it, what has Mike McCarthy been? He transitioned from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. What was he with Brett Huntley? And what was the other guy? They had another guy in Green Bay. I can't remember his name. But what really has he been? Like, honestly, I don't see any creative offense. I see Kellen Moore's what Kellen Moore ran last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what is McCarthy really doing?
I mean,
right now, I think he's just filling a seat because he's letting Kellen Moore still, like you said, run his offense. His quote unquote, theory behind that was he didn't want to make it too complicated or change too much stuff up on the offense, and he wanted to keep the same flow going while Dak and company were there. But now you don't got Dak. Now you got Andy Dalton that, was basically eating popcorn on the sideline until Dak got hurt, and then he had to look for his helmet to be like, oh shit, I got to go in. Oh, my bad. But that's basically what happened.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think wasn't it a report that came out this week that said the coaches don't know how to make adjustments on the fly?
Yep.
We're about to see it.
What have we been saying about Jason Garrett's whole tenure here?
But I was just about to bring that up. Jason Garrett got killed for not making adjustments. And now those are the reports coming out of the locker room. We never heard that from the locker room with Jason Garrett. And I'm not a Garrett guy. I did not like Garrett at all. He was 8-8 to me. But I would much rather live, like, I'm trying to give McCarthy a chance, man, but I'm really like, damn, I'd rather just live with Garrett. I would much rather live with Garrett right now.
I can't live with Clapper. I can't live with Mr. Clapper, bro. I can't.
And the same goes for the defense too, because you didn't get any reports of players saying, well, we don't give 100% on every play.
Right.
The defensive coaches,
bro, he should have been cut.
They're not teaching us nothing. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. It sounds to me like you got a bunch of players that are trying to point fingers in other directions to keep the limelight away from them so people don't look at them and go, okay, so how are you playing then? Since you want to say that the coaches ain't doing something, what are your stats looking like?
Bro,
how are you helping this defense?
When we played football in high school, bro, what did coach always say? You got a bunch of stinking ass prima donnas.
That's it,
man.
And that's what you got, prima donnas on this team. How are you sniffing yourself, bro? Y'all suck.
Coaches aren't on the field. They ain't dropping balls. They ain't, bro, you can't blame the coaches. You can't blame yourself.
And the thing that gets me the most too is that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jay.
No, you good.
the thing that irritates me the most is that you got players saying that they're not teaching us these things, or they're not showing us these things, but they can show you and teach you as much as you want. But if you don't retain what they're teaching you and you're not executing the plays that they're asking you to execute, or even just doing your assignment,
that's on you, bro.
That's on you. That ain't on nobody else but you. That's it.
What I see, like watching the film and stuff, is football IQ and the lack of it on defense. Because what does it come down to? Jay, you said it, bro. Fundamentals. You don't know your assignment. You don't know your alignment. So you're giving no effort. That's what it comes down to. Alignment, assignment, effort.
You know how many times?
Go ahead, bro.
You know how many times I've seen this shit pointing at each other like, "Hey, man, that was your assignment, bro."
Seriously,
no, man. Like,
you're lined up wrong. You don't know where to line up, and you saw that a lot again with Sean Lee telling players where to be and stuff. How many of those dudes were in that room, like really paying attention or not paying attention? And now you don't have your field general on defense telling you where you got to line up and what you got to do. Aldon Smith came in. He's new to the program. Been gone from football for some years, and he's like, man, this ain't complicated.
Best defensive player we got.
Yeah, it's not hard. This scheme is not hard, bro. You've been gone. And you got guys that have been here consistently for 4 and 5 years, can't figure it out.
And you got the new kid, Diggs, making plays, or at least trying to make plays, while these other cats are just looking around going, so you got him, right? I don't got to get him this play. That's you? All right. Come on, man.
Yeah, because the back end, it's terrible, man. If these safeties that we have supposed to be the last line of defense, and they're not defending.
They're not as competent as our first. Not very.
They about as competent as the backup to the backup to the practice squad guy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, just looking at some of the stats that we talked about, and I'll read these off to you for the game. Zeke had 2 fumbles. That killed us. Kyler Murray ran for 74 yards. And it always seemed like when we were about to make a stop, he was getting us for a first down and keeping the drive alive. Bro, he completed 9 balls. He threw 24. He completed 9 balls, had 188 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Bruh.
And won the game. Won the game with that. Come on, man.
And 9
30. What was it? 38-10?
38-10.
38-10.
Kenyon Drake, 20 rushes, 164 yards, including a 69-yard game winner when they're just trying to ice the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, we turned the ball over 4 times. We gave up 3 touchdowns and a field goal on those turnovers.
Yep.
How you want to win? How you gonna win when you ain't right within?
Hey,
you can't win.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no easy answer, but somebody has to figure it out. It has to start somewhere. So I really do hope we can do this again next week. We can talk about hopefully us winning the game this weekend.
Fingers crossed, bro.
Against the football team.
Bro.
With no quarterback and no running back, but somehow they'll put up 30 points.
If we lose to a team, if we lose to a team called the football team, just hang it up, bro. Hang it up for the season.
Dog, they have no passing game, no run game, and we're giving up 36 a game. So if they have anything more than 15, 16 points, we officially suck. And if we lose, somebody got to be.
And if I remember correctly, before the Arizona game, we were joking about Zeke fumbling. Me and you, Joe, we were joking about that.
I
You
said
kept saying, no, man.
He ain't gonna fumble
Man.
one more time this year. He dropped 2 in the first quarter.
And I told you, I said, your man got fumbleitis.
Mhm.
He's gonna lose the ball. That's just what that is this year. And that's what's gonna kill us is those points on the turnovers. I guarantee you.
Doctor, because he got that itis, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He got that itis. T, man, any closing remarks before we end it?
Man, I appreciate Jay and Julio coming on with us. Like you said, hopefully we can keep this thing going and talk about a victory next week because I'm tired of talking about losses.
Yes.
And hopefully, man, as far as the season goes, I'm trying to keep my faith in the boys. If we go out here and make a splash, we gonna pray that we make a splash and go get Earl and turn this thing around, man. Like I really just want the season to turn around, man. Dak being out, that's gonna hurt us a lot. But I think Andy Dalton is serviceable, and hopefully he can catch on and get us to the, we can have a Nick Foles run. So
would be nice. What about you, J Hat?
I just want to thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. Man, like T said, bro, let's go get this win. Please, let's get this win.
Let's just get a win, man.
I mean, bro, this Arizona game, Buda Baker put me in a mood to where it was just like
I'll let you know what a good secondary player looks like. You won't see
for real,
but
bro, sacking people left and right, just intercepting the ball left and right. Like that's something we need. That's the type of secondary player that we need. We need to go get that. Period.
Julio.
Again, just like Jay had said, I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast. Hopefully, yeah, like y'all said, we can continue this thing going. And again, I can agree with everybody. Please, Dallas, please just win. Just win. I don't care about nothing else. Normally, I watch every football game on Sunday. Every game that comes on, I tune in, I watch what games are on and everything. But here lately, it's just like I've lost that want to watch a football game just watching the Cowboys play. And it sucks to say that because I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I love the Cowboys to death. But man, it's been heart-wrenching this year. And Jerry, I know you don't hear this, but please get Earl Thomas. Please. Please get Earl Thomas. Please.
I got a direct line to Jerry. You don't got to worry about what he does in here.
Bro, I would throw some.
Let him know.
I'd put some money in a GoFundMe, bro. Like,
start
a GoFundMe, man.
For real.
For real.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you guys for joining us, man. It was fun. It was something different. Yeah. It's fun to just have this back going. Thank you to everyone that's going to listen, everybody that's followed us along the way. It's good to be back. And I'm just glad we're playing at noon so that I can get the misery out of the way. Like, there's nothing worse than waiting for the night game or the 3 o'clock game or the Monday night game and just being like, man, I waited for this. Like, really? Like, this is what I waited for. So put me out of my misery early. Everybody out there that's listening, watching, we love you. Thank you. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe on these videos. Thank you for the support. And we're out of here, man. So, peace.
Peace.